Warning, the following podcast contains speculation, which may be confused with spoilers, although it may also contain spoilers. You have been warned. We ain't found Sith! Welcome to We Ain't Found Sith. I am your host, the limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. Woo! Shout out to Nate for his 70th birthday. Eben. And to my side, as always, Pedro.
Hi.
So, Pedro, how you been, buddy?
Good, chilling. I've seen a bunch of movies. You're gonna be proud of me. You ready?
Oh.
You ready for some deep cups, everybody?
Yeah, I'm definitely. You know what? Given what just happened,
That's why I got all movie
definitely
happy.
ready for some movie talk.
So
speaking of what happened,
you're gonna be really excited to hear this.
Yoga fire.
Yeah,
it's that new hotness.
Incredibles 2 was awesome. I loved it. That's a Disney movie. I liked it.
What?
I know. It's kind of a big deal.
That soundtrack, though.
What, Incredibles?
Oh, always. The Incredibles has always had a hot soundtrack.
I didn't even notice the soundtrack.
The
Incredibles?
Yeah, man. That jazzy score.
I didn't even notice it. I was too into the movie, I guess.
That's because Gus is a music guy.
Yeah. I guess I just didn't notice it. But yeah, I fucking loved it. But the real thing is, Spider-Verse wins Best Picture. No, sorry, not Best Picture. Best Animated Picture. But who cares? It's still the best of something. You know what I'm saying?
You know what though? It should have won Best Picture.
It should have. I think so.
I think Spider-Verse was good enough to be out among all those nominees for Best Picture.
Hell yeah, bro. In my opinion, that shit easily would have won. I mean, I also didn't watch any of the other ones except for Black Panther, but it was definitely better than Black Panther. And I heard good things about Black Klansman, but I never saw it, so I can't say anything. But it should have at least been nominated because that shit was super good.
Well, I mean, it was a Spike Lee movie, right? So it's got to have like good dialogue.
Yeah.
Like Spike is one of the best dialogue writers out there. So
he's one of the best directors out there. So.
And I'm actually kind of upset with myself that I haven't seen it yet. That's one of those things where, like, normally the day it came out on Blu-ray, I would have bought it, but I haven't been getting around to the stores that often.
Yeah. Well, I didn't watch any of them. As a matter of fact, last year I don't think I watched a lot of movies. Nothing really grabbed my attention very much. So, except for did Deadpool 2 come out last year?
Yes.
Okay, that movie was spectacular. That one was good. And what was it? Black Panther came out last year?
Yeah.
Great. And then
Black Panther was 2018. Oh yeah.
Last year.
Yes. Last year.
That's last year.
I'm thinking this current Oscar season. That's why.
And then
Evan lives in the future.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
He's just above everybody. And
It's over 9,000.
Yeah, those sound bits though.
Yeah.
And then fucking and what's the Punch in the Face movie? What's the name of it? Infinity Wars. Infinity Wars.
Oh.
Yeah, Punch in the Face movie. Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah. No, it was a pretty big year for superheroes in 2018.
Yeah,
I mean,
this year's gonna be bigger, I think, isn't it?
Is it? I don't.
We got Umbrella Academy. We have Jessica Jones.
Oh well, you're including like Netflix and stuff
like
that.
We got last year. We had the 3 Marvel big hits. You know the Daredevils.
It was Black Panther first. Then we had Avengers Endgame, and then we had Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Deadpool.
Well,
too.
Deadpool was Fox at the time, so I don't.
But it's still Marvel.
Well, it's
still
separate
Marvel.
studio. Separate studio.
Yeah, but I'm talking about comic book movies. I don't like to discriminate like that. Because if not, everything's owned by Disney, and we're only going to talk about Disney. But like, what else did they have? They had last year. They had
we had Aquaman.
Aquaman, that was a good one.
Yeah. We had Punisher season 3.
Punisher,
or was that early this year?
No. Oh man, was it this year? Yeah, I think it was.
2019.
I think it was 2019.
But we did have, I think, Jessica Jones season 2 and Daredevil season 3.
Daredevil, and I think Iron Fist was also
Luke Cage.
Year. I think all 4 of them came out last year, and I know the Wasp, Ant-Man and the Wasp, which was great. But yeah, I guess I only exclusively watched comic book movies last year because I don't remember watching anything else.
But you said you just saw Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2, I loved it.
What else did you recently watch? You said I saw a bunch of movies.
Yeah, I saw Ghostbusters again recently.
You guys
And-
forgot Transformers.
No.
Bumblebee.
I didn't forget. I just
Oh,
left it out.
Bumblebee. I was gonna say I think the world forgot Transform, but
Bumblebee I actually heard was good. I didn't see it, but
I
it was
heard good things as well.
Right.
I may or may not have seen a version supplied to me by my uncle Nefarious.
I saw it. It was decent.
It was all right.
Yeah.
What's the?
Not G.I. Joe, bro. Transformers. Same era, but different shit.
That was Transformers. That was and speaking of Bumblebee, that was a bumble that just buzzed into my phone.
Noise.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But yeah, I didn't see I didn't see Bumble. I didn't see Bumblebee. I didn't see Bumblebee because I don't like the Transformers movies. But yeah, this year looks like it's going to be packed with the Umbrella Academy.
Right.
Just came
Which
out.
I still haven't seen. I know that you're like all about that, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
I'm never going to talk about it because
I meant to start it, and I just.
Yeah, I know. I figured.
I promise next week's show.
Well, I the last 2 days I've just been with a fever, so
Yeah. Well, that's like the
haven't really
best
had
time to watch of that shit.
Oh, I just been sleeping for most of the days.
But yeah, that show is great. What was Punisher came out this year. Jessica Jones didn't come out. We got Captain Marvel, which there's controversy there, but whatever. That's still a movie that's coming out.
I still want to see it.
Me too. We're gonna see it. We're gonna review it. We're gonna talk about it.
I mean, I know that I can no longer like show people whether I want to see it or not, or comment on whether I want to see it or not.
You saw about that,
but I want to see it.
Yeah, it's so stupid that they did that. Let people have their opinions, bro. Who gives a shit, dude?
Well, the problem is not that. The problem is is the news media saying they're giving it bad reviews. Like, they haven't reviewed it yet. Like, no reviews have been released for that movie.
Yeah, but whatever words they use, they're just giving it a negative light, and that's all they're trying to do.
Because they're selling clicks.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
click on our article.
That's all it is.
But
the thing is, let them. It's not like as much as I do like Brie as a freaking actress, she did kind of step on the ball with the shit she was saying about the movie. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
it's the backfire you're gonna get for the shit.
I want to give her the benefit of the doubt in that they probably already know. Well, we don't really have to market this to a certain demographic, so they're going to come see it anyway.
Yeah.
Let's market towards a dememographic that may or may not come see this movie, and that's who they're going after with their marketing.
Bad because these movies. Let's be real. Comic book movies.
I'm not saying it's good.
No, I know.
I'm just saying that's probably what their strategy is.
Yeah, I know, but it's not good. It's not good because all you're doing is creating hate, and like we have too much of this in the world today. But you have like comic book movies. As much as you want to say it's for everybody, bro, it's written for dudes. Like, as much as you want to say it's not, it is. It's just what it's always been. So like, you're gonna go and attack dudes now? Come on, bro. You're gonna fuck up the whole. Don't do that. You don't have to. You don't have to go that far. Just be like, oh, this is for everybody. That's fine. Not whatever. That's a thing in its own.
Well, it's a hot topic and one that I'm sure at some point we'll have to get into, but I don't think today's show is today. Today we're celebrating Spider-Verse being Best Picture.
Hell yeah. Hell fuck yeah, bro.
Yoga fire.
Best Picture, even though it's best animated, whatever. It's still Best Picture in my book.
Hey, if you take out that animated,
it's
still Best Picture.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That shit was spectacular, man. And the best part about it, at least for me, it beat a bunch of Disney movies, yo. It did. It beat three Disney, two or three.
Two, I believe.
Two Disney movies. It was,
I
think it was Incredibles 2, which it was still really good. And it beat, what was the second one? It was a Disney movie.
One of those Princess
Wreck-It
ones?
Ralph, I believe.
Wreck-It Ralph. I haven't seen that one. It came out on DVD
so
today.
your animated were Spider-Verse, which one?
Island of
Incredibles
Dogs.
2, Isle of Dogs, which is a Wes Anderson film.
And I love Wes Anderson. Yeah. He's always good.
Mirai, which is a Japanese film.
Never seen it.
And Ralph Breaks the Internet.
And Ralph, yeah. So 2 Disney movies and a Wes Anderson. Yo, that's a good time right there, baby.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
Definitely. Definitely, man.
Yeah.
And then, there was a couple of other really cool things. Spike wins his first Oscar.
You saw how he accepted it? That shit was adorable, dude.
Yeah.
That was adorable, man. He
I
got
like
him.
I like that. Fuck, what's his name?
The fact that it was Sam Jackson.
That's the fact that Sam Jackson told them that the Knicks won finally, and everybody's like, get on with it, motherfucker. Who cares about the Knicks?
Yeah.
Well, Spike cared about the Knicks, man.
Yeah,
Obviously.
That's the
never
whole
mixes
thing.
a
That's
game.
the whole
For
thing.
real.
Because he's like so passionate
Yeah.
about it. It was so good.
Spike's a true fan.
Yes.
Because only
He'll-
a true fan will sit through 10 years of losing and never let go of the season
Yep.
tickets.
That guy fucking every fucking day, or not every day, but every week you see him in the sideline yelling at the refs about something. Who knows what, but always.
But the I loved how he, like, when he came up on stage and he hugged Sam Jackson.
I
and then
know,
he just
man.
He just kind of jumped into his arms.
Wasn't Sam Jackson like? Didn't he get his start with a Spike Lee movie?
Pretty much.
It was right.
Pretty much.
So that was so. It was like full
I mean-
circle. It
I
just
mean-
felt nice.
Although I was watching Coming to America today.
Oh boy.
And I had forgotten that Samuel L. Jackson plays like the guy that tries to rob the McDowells.
McDonald's. Yo, remember a couple years back they brought that shit back to McDonald's. Not back, but they made McDonald's. A couple of McDonald's in the U.S. They
Turned them into McDowells. Yeah.
McDowell's. That was so fucking funny. That's talking about a good movie. That movie is fucking great.
You know that there's a sequel that's been rumored.
I heard about
That's my
that.
favorite Eddie Murphy movie.
Is it?
Yeah,
Even over Beverly Hills Cop?
that's my favorite one.
No, that one's.
Fucking
Oh,
Coming to
man.
America is my favorite one.
That was.
The thing
it's
about
up
Coming
there.
to America
It's
is
definitely
that
up there.
Coming to America has like the original Eddie Murphy playing like 5 guys in the same scene.
Yep. And it's
Yes.
also the original Black Panther movie, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Well, in my mind, I like to think of Wakanda and Zamunda are neighboring countries.
Hell yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
they have trade with each other.
How awesome would it be if, like, the old, like the grandfather, not the grandfather, but the old king of Wakanda was Eddie Murphy? That would have been like the greatest thing in the world to me.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been so good, right?
That kind of would have been like.
It would have been awesome, man. I mean, sure, the actor that they, what's his name? The actor they picked for the old king. I forgot the dad of Black Panther.
T'Challa's dad.
T'Chaka?
Yeah, I forget his name.
T'Chaka.
Oh, it is T'Chaka. yeah.
T'Chaka, right? Yeah.
I don't remember the actor's
I thought
name.
he did a good job too.
But yeah, he's a
but
good.
still, Eddie Murphy though.
Well, I
that
think
would
like
have been a good time.
I just think that at that point, like it would have been like, okay, now you
would've been a
guys are
stretch.
just going into parody. So I'm
Exactly.
kind of
It would have, but nobody would be upset.
What
about
would
it.
be-
Let's
what would
be
be-
real? Everyone would be all right.
like what would be funny is if like if they do make the sequel, because I know that we're gonna do Coming to America 2 and it actually happening. There's a lot of things that need to happen in between. But what would be funny would be like if Coming to America 2, like they're at the Royal Palace and like Chadwick Boseman has like a
cameo?
like a cameo as like a,
Actually,
a neighboring diplomat or something.
I was thinking that. What if, like, you know how in the end the end credits for whatever the last movie, I think it was Black Panther, where they're in like a room. They're like, oh, we're coming out. We're letting everybody. And you know how they had like the kings and the presidents of all nations. What if you saw Eddie Murphy just hanging out in the background somewhere?
No, that was what you're talking about. Was whatever movie came out before Black Panther, because that's where they show his dad getting blown up.
No.
At the
I'm
UN.
talking about the end credits when they came out and they're like,
Nice.
oh, we're gonna give our resources
the
to the
death
world.
of King T'Chaka is in Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Captain
I'm not
America
talking
Civil
about the death. I'm talking
Which
about
I always forget the Civil War was a Captain America movie because it feels like an Avengers movie.
that
does.
movie. That movie was just. Give me the trash. That movie was trash. Except for the 15 minutes with Spidey, everything about that movie was bad. Oh wait, no. That fight scene with Metal Hand and Iron Man versus
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier and Captain America versus Iron Man. That was pretty touching. That hurt the feels a little bit. Not gonna lie.
I don't know, man. I enjoyed Civil War.
I didn't like Civil War.
And I actually liked that in Civil War the bad guy wins.
No, he didn't.
He
They caught him,
But he does exactly what he set out to do, which was to destroy the Avengers.
but he didn't because the next movie they still get back together.
Well, yeah, they get back.
so nothing happened. That's my problem with these
But
movies.
he still
There's
it
no
caused a rift
consequence.
within them that, like, who knows?
On
Had
paper.
the Avengers been together already, maybe like the stuff wouldn't have gone down the way it went down.
Nah. It was all on paper because you saw what happened in Infinity War. Everyone was buddies again.
But I kind of, it's weird. Like, so Roma won, I think, like 3-4 Oscars.
Except not the one they
Well,
deserved.
yeah, didn't win Best Picture because stupid
Politics.
politics and the way that the Best Picture is
Did
not.
you see the movie, Pedro?
I did not.
So how do you know it deserved it?
It deserved it because it's okay. You're right. I don't know if it deserved it, but it's such an underdog, and it's competing against these big hits. You know what I mean? It's standing up against tyrants, not tyrants, but like
it's not
titans.
It wasn't competing against big hits because the movie that won Green Book
Spike
was not
Lee?
exactly a box office.
Spike Lee is
giant.
not a big fucking name.
Well, yeah, Spike's a big
That's what I'm
name.
saying.
But
like
I'm saying like it's not like it was up against
It was up
giant
against,
blockbuster films.
It was up against Marvel and Disney Studios. It was up against Spike Lee. I don't know about the other two, but dude, this movie came out of left field. It had no fucking backing at all. It was released in theaters for a weekend. So yeah, I think it deserved it. And
so
it got all the way where it got.
Obviously,
I think it deserved it.
the big gun in that category was Black Panther.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
that
one
was
that made the most money for
huge,
sure.
Yeah. Then Black Klansman, which is Spike Lee's movie, but wasn't a huge box office success.
But it's Spike Lee, dude.
Right.
He has
I
so
wanna
much
see it.
respect.
I want to see that Clayton Bigsby movie.
The guy has so much respect.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, that was
which,
the other one, right?
Which is cookie cutter musical biopic.
Yeah, fuck that movie.
The Favorite, which is English royalty film.
Nope.
Not a big box office there either.
What the fuck movie
Yeah,
is that?
but again,
That's-
you said Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's a movie that's about, I believe, Queen Anne, and like two women that are trying to like use her to get ahead in like the aristocracy of England.
But
Sounds whack as fuck.
yeah, it does.
Yeah,
It
and,
sounds-
well, I mean, it is what it
sounds
is.
Boring.
But it did have Emma
Stone.
Stone.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Nice
wait a
guess.
minute. Wait a minute ahead, baby.
yeah. And Rachel Weisz.
No idea.
The Mummy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
You know, so and those are two, and they're both previously have been nominated.
Wait, is it the one? Is it the one with the queen
Yeah.
and like the servants and what's her name? Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, Emma Stone.
Okay, Emma Stone. I was forgetting. I forgot her name. I forgot her name. Emma Stone was
Yeah.
trying to like
But
manipulate
again,
her and shit. Is that the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're both trying to manipulate her.
Right. Okay. So yeah.
Then you get A Star Is Born, which
Hold on.
is Lady
there's
Gaga
Lady
and Bradley
Gaga
Cooper.
and Bradley Cooper.
Which
Props to him
and he should have been nominated for Best Director.
for sure.
I'm not
'Cause
saying he
did-
should have won Best Director,
No,
but he should have been
did,
nominated.
He pulled a lot. He pulled a lot of roles in that movie to make that.
Not
shit
to mention
happen.
that movie looks extremely good,
Yeah.
and it's his first film he ever directed.
It is a remake. Just
It's a remake of a remake of a
of
remake.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, there's that. But gotta
And
give
then
give it to him. He sang in it. He directed it. He pretty much planned the entire thing. He like
Not to mention
he
that
called all the
that
shots.
live performance, which had
I don't know. Everyone was saying he was singing well, but dude, the second he started, she was singing all right up until Lady Gaga opened her mouth, and
he
then I was like,
sings-
"Yo, boy, go sit down, son."
He sings for the role that he was playing,
Correct.
and the role he was playing was a drunken country singer.
All right.
So if you're
I'll give you-
taking into account the drunken slurring singing style of it, then yeah, he sings pretty good for that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I could have done that shit. I'm drunk all the time.
In the shallow.
Tell me something, girl.
Yeah.
we,
And then
know, we know a couple of dudes that could have done that for
Yeah.
sure.
And then it's funny. She went on Jimmy Kimmel, and it was like, he's like, "So tell us about this thing." And it's like, well, Bradley directed the movie, and so he directed the musical performance, and you guys all felt exactly how we wanted you to to feel.
I saw that where everyone's like, "Oh, it looks like you guys are in love," and they're like,
Well,
"Come on."
that
bro."
was all everybody was talking about on Monday. Was like, I feel so bad for Bradley Cooper's girlfriend. And it's like,
No,
you know,
bro.
they're actors.
It's called acting, fool. Learn it.
acting.
Yeah.
Ha!
Dummies.
Yeah.
Fool you.
She actually said that.
Yeah.
She's like, "Fooled you guys."
Yeah. And then the last movie that was nominated was Vice.
No idea. That's the one I have no idea about.
Vice was
It's about Dick Cheney.
yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was actually I saw it and I actually thoroughly enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah, it's by Adam McKay, who's the same guy that he did The Big Short.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Big Short's really good.
So it's this he basically does the same thing he did with that one, where it's like,
And
I'm gonna take all these true historical things that actually happened, I'll put a little bit of a comedy spin to it.
Speaking of Adam McKay,
Yeah.
his name, I just started watching this new show on Amazon Prime about money laundering, and it's by him.
So you're telling me
pretty
you
good.
did not watch Umbrella Academy because you're too. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I forgot.
It's a show about money laundering.
Well, the first episode is about money laundering, but I think it's about like how money around the world works and shit like that.
That's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
And
like,
it's
I watched a
hosted
show
by
about
Cal
money
Penn.
laundering called The Ozark.
Yeah, the Ozark is amazing, but it's hosted by Cal Penn. It's pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
then,
yeah, see, look at all those lists you said, and then you have Roma.
Yeah.
So
But-
yeah, I think Roma deserves to win against all these motherfucking
That would have been awesome.
Titans.
That would have been awesome.
Well, I
fucking
was
huge
rooting
names,
for it just
bro.
because it was a Netflix film.
Yeah, that okay. I'm a little biased just because I love seeing underdogs win, and that, dude, those guys. I mean, I only know this because of you, but they fucking they released it in theaters just for a weekend, just so they could
Oh yeah,
be
so
nominated.
for
That's so
those of you
fucking
that
cool.
don't know, the rules of the Academy are the movie must have been released during the calendar year, and it has to have been released in theaters in major cities for I think a period of at least 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So they did. They followed the rules. It wasn't a huge release, but they released it in major cities for a couple of weeks in order to meet the requirements. And then the movie got nominated for
Everything.
pretty much every category.
Yeah.
So
I give
take
props.
that,
I
Steven
give-
Spielberg.
I give yeah, for real. That nigga was talking some shit.
He was. He was talking about how a movie like for a Netflix movie shouldn't be nominated,
yeah,
and
fuck that, bro.
I was like, no, man, it's just another way of getting your movie out there.
Yeah.
I think he's just mad because Netflix hasn't bought any of his
Old
movies.
people doing old people
Yeah.
shit, bro. That's it.
Because even Scorsese's coming on board now.
Ooh,
with the
you heard
Irishman.
about that, dude? The Irishman?
That looks dope.
Yo, a whole bunch of those mafia motherfuckers.
I mean, the
Bro.
teaser has been nothing but like a black title with
That's all I
a
need,
black
bro.
title screen
And
with, like,
names.
names,
And
but it's
names.
still, I'm
That's
like,
all I need is those names, bro.
Well, Danny DeVito.
Okay, he's referring to a mistake.
just
I
kidding.
said.
When was the last time you saw Joe Pesci do anything?
Nothing.
Seriously.
And that guy's the best.
And it's Joe Pesci, it's Robert De Niro, it's Al Pacino.
Al Pacino, and there's one more. I keep forgetting the last person in that. Well,
It doesn't matter.
it was the mobsters,
It's-
bro.
and it's
the
Martin
mobsters.
Scorsese.
funny like what? I make you laugh like I'm funny, like funny, haha.
Oh, look at this guy. This son of a bitch thinks I'm playing games. And he pulls out that bat and like beats your ass with it.
I love that
man.
motherfucker.
Dude,
bro.
I don't know if you ever seen Raging Bull, but freaking what's his name? Not Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Joe Pesci.
Al
in
Pacino's that guy from Thunder. What's it called?
Isn't he the
From
Scarface?
Tropic Thunder.
Isn't he Scarface?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, well what are you talking about? Trying to confuse
He's talking about my boy Al Pacino.
Al Pacino, bro. Booty sweat.
No, I don't know if you've seen Raging Bull, bro. But Raging
Shout out
Bull,
to Tug Speedman.
Raging Bull with Joe Pesci and freaking Robert De Niro. My goodness, that was a good movie.
No, yeah, man, Raging Bull's a great movie. But I'm excited. I mean, all I saw was a title card and names, and
That's
I'm
all I
excited
need.
for the Irishman.
That's all I need. And Netflix and in theaters. That combination. got
I
me
am
excited.
all for the streaming services to start taking
That's
over
the
these.
future, man. As much
Yeah.
as you want to fucking say it's not, it is. That's the
You know,
future.
as far as I'm concerned, if it's a movie, it could
don't
be an
care.
Academy Award, and
Don't care who makes
and if
it.
it's multiple parts or if it's a series, then then it's totally up for an Emmy.
I actually like it more because you have less hands in the pot. You know what I mean? When you have a big ass studio making a movie, they have all these hands in their sinister soups trying to control everything and shit. Nah, fuck that. I like it when.
well, I
these-
mean, that Netflix is going to reach
Yeah.
that level too.
obviously, but they're not there yet.
Get
They're-
your hands off my pot.
But I don't know, man. I'm kind of excited for it. I fucking like it. I think it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but I like the fact that they're trying shit like that.
And he won. At least he won Best Director.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this.
Who?
Like 4 out of the last 6
Scorsese?
years or something like that have gone to Mexican directors.
Wait,
I
what did
have.
Spike Lee win?
Spike Lee won for writing,
Ah.
but out of the last, I want to say 7 Oscars, 5 of the Best Director Oscars have gone to a Mexican director. It's only been 3 of them, but they've won. And I think this is
Deservingly, too.
Alfonso Cuarón. I think this is his second. Then there was Guillermo del Toro and Alejandro Iñárritu.
Fun fact about Del Toro. He was grandfather McPoyle with the bird on his head during that Always Sunny. That's how you know he's a cool guy. He was on Always Sunny.
That's amazing. But that show is amazing.
The thing I love about Guillermo is Guillermo always is like why are we gonna do CG when we can make a
Practical
monster
effects. That's one of my biggest problem with this Hellboy movie, man. Because they're trying too
Wait.
much.
suit? Oh, that's
CG.
another
Guillermo-
movie. Another superhero
Comic
movie
book
we're getting this year.
yeah, that's another one.
Pan, the movie Pan is Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah,
Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth. My bad. Yeah.
Pan, I think, is a
It's
version.
Peter
Is like a
Pan.
Peter
Yeah, it
Pan.
is.
Yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth is Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The cinematography and all that fucking effects on that movie is amazing,
Yep.
man.
Those
Yeah,
monsters in that movie
Yeah.
are amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
when Guillermo gets a vision, like
He makes.
goes
I
all
don't know
out
if you
on it.
guys remember the first Hellboy movie, but those frog characters, the ones that lick you and they put the eggs in your skin, you know what I'm talking about? The frogs with the freaking dreadlocks.
I never did.
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Those were majority of the time suits, like the Ninja Turtles back in the 90s. And when they were like CG, it was just when they're like jumping around. But like when they're actually fighting, they're suits, and it looks so fucking cool, man. And like this new movie, the new Hellboy movie, looks like just a bunch of it just looks a bunch of CG shit, and like you have like these. I don't know. It just doesn't. It has no.
It doesn't have the
It doesn't have the feel.
Yeah, there's a
Shape of Water, which is pretty much an Ape Sapien movie.
yeah.
Do you even know what I'm talking about, Gus?
Shape of Water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know who Ape Sapien is?
Oh no.
That's the fish.
That's
guy
Hellboy's
from-
buddy.
Yeah, the fish guy.
Oh.
It looks exactly the same.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't it Doug Jones
Was it?
in the suit for Shape of Water?
Was it?
I want to say yes because I
Isn't
want to
Doug
say
Jones the guy
Guillermo
who
and Doug
did,
Jones usually work together.
It wasn't Doug Jones the guy who did Darth Maul, or was that another dude?
No, that was Ray Park.
Ray Park, right? No, never mind.
But Doug Jones did Ape Sapien in both movies.
Yeah, but he who's that? He works a lot with his hands. He acts very strongly with his hands.
Who's Smeagol?
That's
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis.
Oh, okay. That
He
guy's
was
awesome
He was the
I'm actually
bad
thinking
guy in
there
Black
needs to be a
Panther.
new category for the Oscars, and it needs to be like best performance by a motion capture or.
But Oscars are for old people, and they don't believe in
Yeah.
progress.
'Cause, like-
it's the future, bro, and they don't fucking look at it. Stupid, but whatever. What's his name?
Yeah, Doug Jones was the
Yeah, but what other movie did he do? I'm trying to think of the other movies he does. He does like a lot of acting with his hands.
well, yeah. Doug Jones is basically. I'm kind of going through his filmography here, and he just does a lot of like, I'm under 70 pounds of makeup work.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
It's
Yeah, but it's also
niche.
pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah, and I'm saying, but fuck.
And especially because that Ape Sapien role he did, I think he was actually underwater majority of the time.
Give the motherfucker an Oscar.
I don't know about all that, but give him
No.
an Oscar for that. Yeah,
70 pounds of makeup? God damn. You know how many hours it takes to put that shit on?
You got
Like
probably,
3 or 4.
yeah.
Fuck
sure.
that. And you can't
For
even
sure.
move. What if you got to scratch your nuts, bro?
You ask somebody to do it. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yo, that's awesome.
Yo, I got my nads the itchy.
Sign me up for that. Hey, yo, makeup person, come scratch my balls.
I'm sure after like a certain while, it's like, fucking this guy. I have to fucking go scratch his nuts.
Well, he should have been an actor then.
Yeah.
So he can get his balls scratched, right?
Pick the right job, buddy. You picked the wrong one.
For real.
But yeah, man, I'm looking at his. I'm just kind of going through here, and yeah, he was Abe Sapien. He was the Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four 2.
Oh, that was a good move. That was a good one. As much as those Fantastic Four movies sucked, the one with or at least Silver Surfer in the second one was good.
His filmography reads a lot of like monster.
Of course,
like,
I think majority of those people are mimes, aren't they? They like start off as mimes.
I don't know. He might be.
For sure they have to, because he knows how to act without saying a word. Like you could see it in his body movement. He's like really good with it. But yeah, this news.
Maybe he used to be a poppin' locker. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's a b-boy now.
Yeah.
This guy's a b-boy,
B-boys, bro. They're fucking ruling the world. You're gonna be in the
They're
Olympics.
bro. Man, wouldn't that be sick? But
It's gonna happen. Paris 2024.
what?
Breakdancing is gonna be in the Olympics.
No,
I promise.
really.
Yeah.
That is fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's completely a tangent, by the way. We've got off
Yeah,
talking
that-
hard as hell,
Caught
but
me
that is
off guard.
fucking cool as hell.
And then I guess it won't be long after that until we get lightsaber fighting, huh?
No,
Lightsaber
I saw
dueling?
that. Did you see that shit, Francis?
Well, that's
That's
officially
awesome.
a sport in France
yeah,
now.
it's so crazy.
So
dude.
That's
it won't
awesome.
be long before that's an Olympic
Oh
sport.
my
Yo,
god.
we should play by play that shit.
Oh shit, he did a flippy shit and he hit the dude in the head. Oh damn, that shit looked dope as fuck. Like, how do you fucking even score that?
I mean, I'm sure it scores like
no,
anything
I'm
else.
pretty sure there's the rules to it, but it doesn't look
I'm
like
sure
there
it
is.
scores like body hits and head hits, just like fencing.
Shit, if that's the case, then when I was 12 years old, I could have tried out because I was doing that shit with my boys anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Facts,
So,
baby.
so what other movies did you see?
Man, now I'm drawing a blank now. It was Ghostbusters. I saw it again, which I haven't seen it in years, and we had that whole discussion last episode about the old and I know how to pinpoint the reason why these movies they don't have heart. Those old movies have heart to it. I don't know if you've seen it, but like it's very like Bill Murray's performance is very dry, but it has like so much heart to it because it looks like they're having a good time together. You know what I mean? And these new movies, they just don't have it. So,
Well, I still kind of think it goes back to what we were talking about that day, which is that movie's not written as a comedy.
it's not, but you have comedians acting,
Right.
And
And then the thing about that is that because it's written straight and they're bringing the comedy naturally, it's just naturally funny.
yeah, and that's
As opposed to it being written as a comedy and then just like it's like you go back and you watch a movie like Airplane, which is written as a comedy, and it's like, oh yeah, there's 5,000 jokes being thrown at me per minute, so it's like something's got to land and be funny.
And then I want to retract something else I said when I gave Infinity War trash. I want to retract it. I saw it again. I still don't like it, but I have to say, the last scene it hurts to watch. Like it actually makes you feel shit.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so
Oh my
good.
god, for real! Every time I see that, I want to cry. That shit hurts. And I was reanalyzing it because someone told me is like, oh, you analyze these comic book movies like they're Oscar winning. Watch it like you're just trying to have fun. So I tried doing that, and I did have a little bit of fun. But what I did notice is the purple dude, Thanos, easily the best character of that.
I thought the purple dude was the guy from Jessica Jones.
Whatever. What's his name? Grubber from fucking Mickey D's. Whatever. It's that same dude.
The Grimace.
Grimace. that guy.
Grubber.
Grimace from the fucking shit. But when he throws his daughter off, that was touching.
Savage.
Here's my fucking gripe with it. Doctor Strange could have easily solved that problem from the first scene when he shows you the guy getting his hand cut off when he goes to reach for him. Remember, he opens the portal and closes on his hand. And the movie would have ended.
Like he could have used that same thing on.
Yes. Why not? Open a portal underneath his legs, let him fall halfway through, close it, cut him in half. He's dead. Done. Next movie. Let's go. But then again, we wouldn't have a movie.
But also at that point, he's already got the reality stone.
So what?
So he can
can't
reshape
react.
reality
he
however
can't
he wants.
react to a head cutting off, or just cut his hand off. What is he gonna do? He can't put that left hand glove on his right hand. That's not gonna happen.
I don't know.
Or how about this tyrant? Everyone's like, oh, I feel bad for him because he's the relatable villain. Bro, if he was a fucking merciful god or whatever he kept saying that he was, why didn't he just ask for more resources instead of cutting half of the people?
It's like just create more
Just
resources.
create more resources. You could create planets with you know what I mean? Create a fucking planet of just resources, you asshole. Whatever. So I watched that movie again. I had a lot of things.
Well, you get into this weird superhero physics realm where it's like matter can't be created.
But he did.
But every other law of physics can be broken.
No, but he did create it. Remember, he turned them into like spaghetti.
Well,
and,
but
bubbles.
he's not technically creating matter. He's getting rid of matter. The question is,
no, he's transforming matter.
Okay,
So he got a laser blast from Quinn's gun, and he turned it into bubbles.
Right, but he's changing it. He's not.
Okay, so he takes a big ass dump, and it's resources now. Snap.
No, right, but
everybody gets.
remember.
So what you're saying is that he's like Michael Jackson. He wears one glove and he fucks with bubbles.
That's what.
All right.
God damn it, Grimace.
Well, what I was gonna say is like it's one of the fundamental rules of science, right? Matter cannot be created or destroyed.
Or he could do the same thing with what's that girl from Invincible?
Adam Eve.
Yeah, you know how she creates stuff.
Yeah, but I was just thinking like, well, if matter can't be created or destroyed, maybe that somehow plays into what happened to everybody, and that I'm still thinking the soul gem. I'm still thinking that everybody that got snapped out of existence is in the soul gem.
Maybe
Whether I'm right or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I just know Actually, let's talk about it. What do you guys think is going to happen in the next movie? We're already here. Let's talk about it. I mean, I just saw it, so it's all fresh in my head, and I don't know. I want to get it off my chest. What do you think is going to happen in Endgame?
Well, I know what happens with the comic book series.
Yeah, me too.
So.
But obviously, they're not going that route.
Yeah.
And if they do, well, I mean, death is not part of it, so automatically he's a bad villain to me because like death existing just made him a bad guy. That's it. He was just a dickhead. But now he has like reasons and morals and shit.
I haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp. Do they build on?
No.
Okay, has
That
nothing
movie-
to do with.
Dude, you
Ant-Man
need
and
to
the
watch
Wasp
it. It's on
ties
Netflix.
in
Just
only
watch
with
it.
the after credit sequence.
What? Say again.
Only the after credit sequence has anything to do with
Yeah.
Endgame.
Okay, cool.
But
I'll
that
watch
movie's
it.
really good.
All right.
I fucking love that movie. But yeah, what do you guys think is going to happen in the next one?
I mean, something in the past with Captain Marvel.
You think Captain Marvel is going to be a big part of the next movie? I don't know.
It depends on how much time they have to edit between the release of the movie and the release of the next one.
I mean, she has to be because she's at the end credits of.
But I think they were just doing that to
set up her movie.
Set up her movie, yeah. I think
No, because as everybody's right before fucking Sam Jackson disappears, he fucking texts her.
Honestly, I think they're gonna basically bring her in as a distraction.
Maybe.
I think the whole reason why they've kind of been retconning her in the comics and all of that to kind of put her on the same level as the original Marvel.
Isn't she stronger than him though? Isn't she stronger than Thanos?
Everybody's stronger than Thanos.
No.
Only thing Thanos has is that glove. That's why he's so
there's
powerful.
only like the only people that are stronger than Thanos usually tend to be cosmic beings.
Really?
Isn't she a cosmic
I thought
being?
in the comic books, like
Thanos
like
is
Captain
like,
America could hold his own against
man.
Thanos. No,
No,
Okay,
Thanos is a top level
super villain.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is,
Isn't-
the guys that are usually like on his level that can usually go toe
Silver
to toe with
Surfers and shit.
cosmic power
Okay.
guys. And one of the biggest guys that used to duke it out with him in the old days was Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay. So you
So I think
Okay.
they're gonna bring her in. They're gonna have her and him duke it out physically, and while they're duking it out physically, I think Tony and Cap and all of them are trying to like work something out to like get everybody back that got lost.
just get the goddamn glove and you solve the problem.
Well, the problem is the glove was destroyed.
Destroyed, right? But then not the gems, the glove.
Right, but
Just get the glove.
I don't know.
And get the gems and make your
I
own
think
glove.
we're gonna wind up just because of what we're seeing from all the
teasers.
press release. But the thing is, I don't know how much of that stuff is real.
I know.
Here's how it's
'Cause
gonna happen.
They make doubles. They make a lot of times. They make
All I know is I'm looking
misdirections.
forward to it.
Here's how it's gonna happen. At the end of Game of Thrones, Tyrion Lannister, Tyrion Lannister is gonna get really drunk on wine and make a fucking glove again, another glove.
There you go.
There you go.
I
That's
just
what
solved
happened.
it. I solved
Because
everything.
there's a lot of talks of them going back in time. I don't think they're gonna like either go into
Yo,
the 90s or something.
Turtles
like
in
that.
time. It's gonna happen.
Well, because the whole thing starts with there's a picture and it's Ant-Man and it's Tony Stark in like street clothes, and they're wearing those little things on their hand, and they're talking to Cap, who's
What things?
dressed like he was in the end of the first Avengers
Uh-huh.
movie, in what appears to be a New York City that's in rubble.
Yeah.
Right, so like ever since that picture came out, it's like, oh, is there time travel? Did they go back to
Yeah,
the Battle of
that's-
New York?
That's what like intrigues me. I just think I don't know what's going to happen in the movie, but I know that in the comic book, spoiler alert, not Gamora, the other
Nebula.
one, Nebula is the one who fucks up.
Well,
And fixes everything.
But it's a different kind of story, right? 'Cause
exactly,
in the
'cause they don't have the
in
same
the
shit.
comics,
But they did
he
hints.
kind of turns Nebula into like a zombie.
Yeah.
And then he kind of, forgets that she's there. And then when
And
he's
then
not paying attention,
exactly.
she snatches the glove off his hand.
Surprise, bitch! I
Yeah.
got you now. But like, I kind of feel like they're gonna have something with her because you saw that the teaser with Tony Stark.
Yeah, she's still alive.
She's fucking with shit too. So I think she's gonna be a big part of it. I don't think Captain Marvel's gonna be a big part of it. They hinted Adam Warlock for no reason.
Well, yeah, they teased him in like 2 movies.
Yeah, they teased him in Guardians 1, and then in Guardians
Yeah.
2, they confirmed him. And not confirmed, but they showed you his cocoon. And, like, what? Why? Like,
Yeah.
is he going to even be part of this? Like, what's...
Well, he was
Uh-huh.
what in the comics? He's originally designed to be like Thanos's like
Match. Yeah.
match, right?
Yeah, that was his whole thing. He was, like, the big heavy hitter against the war against Thanos and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think
which is weird because in that storyline, like he basically stands back throughout the entire
yeah,
storyline,
he's
waiting
just
until
there.
the end.
Yeah, it's so weird. I'm not a big fan of that comic book. A lot of people like regard it as like great.
Well,
but
it's
whatever.
technically 3 comic books because you had
Oh, I
Infinity
mean,
War.
it's a
and
graphic
then you
novel.
had
So it's compiled into.
yeah,
one
but it
book.
was Infinity War and then Infinity Gauntlet,
And then a third one was
Infinity something where like Adam Warlock gets split into 2 and it's a female entity and him
it's
and
weird. I don't know. It's
Infinity
too confusing.
Crusade.
Huh?
Crusade.
Crusade. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah. So I don't think they're going to copy the comic books
No,
there.
no,
Not
at
even
this
close.
point, no.
But whatever. I'm not really excited for the movie because I'm not really a big fan of those movies, but I'm kind of intrigued on what they're going to do with these characters and how they're going to phase some of them out because someone's going to die, like permanently. Majority's coming back for sure because Loki's coming back. They're not going to let that actor go to waste. Come on. That's like a money.
Well, I think they're doing a
That's
series for the Disney Plus
But
streaming.
is he going to be the actor for it?
I don't
That's the thing. Yeah, exactly. You want to keep that guy on board because he's getting all these little 13-year-old girls all fucking happy and shit.
Yeah, but I think if I'm him, I kind of want to do other things too.
Maybe they'll do like a Highlander thing where the movie actor is Raiden, but the fucking the TV show actor is that other guy.
Yeah, but the Highlander TV show was a different character.
Aren't they both Connor McLeod?
No, they're both McLeods, but
Or Duncan McLeod? Aren't they both Duncan McLeod?
no, Connor is the one from the movies.
Yeah, I just said both names. Look at me, I'm a fucking idiot.
Damn, what a badass, bro.
They brought them together in I want to say Highlander Endgame,
But they're cousins, I think, right?
something along those
Siblings,
lines. Yeah,
I think so.
So which one of those
I
two
think,
motherfuckers
I think what
is
it
the
basically
only one?
is that Duncan, I think, is born to the clan McLeod, but like years after, and it's like he just happens
Yeah.
to be a second Highlander that's been born into that clan. Although, has that ever confirmed? Are they Highlanders? Is that what they call them?
What
They're
do you
just
mean?
immortals, right?
They're immortals, yeah.
I think the reason they're Highlanders is because
Wait,
they
wait.
were from the Scottish Highlands.
Wait, but are you guys
Oh, okay.
saying
That makes
are you
sense.
guys saying that there's going to be a different actor playing Loki? Is that what you're implying?
Well, it depends, right? Because if we're getting
That's what I
like
was asking.
if we're getting like young adventures of Loki growing up or something like that, it would make sense. You
God,
bring
I
in
don't
a
even
younger
I don't
actor.
even want to see that.
All right,
Loki's
if
a
you're
bad guy.
binging Netflix, was it Netflix?
Yeah.
It's gonna be on Netflix.
It's gonna be on the Disney Plus.
Oh, Disney Plus. If you're binging that all night, are you up all night to get Loki?
That took me a second, dude. God damn, that was cheesy. I love it.
I love cheese, guys.
The cheese is the best.
Yes,
out to
I am
Erica. I know you
up
can't
all
handle
night
it.
to get Loki, bro. Oh shit.
But yeah, man, that's something that I'm definitely looking for. I'm kind of looking forward to Captain Marvel too.
I'm not. That one I'm not at
Damn,
all.
Captain Marvel 1 hasn't even come out yet. You're already looking forward to Captain Marvel 2?
Damn.
God damn.
Gus with the jokes
This
today.
nigga
God
sees
damn.
into the future.
Yeah, man, that's how good my mind is.
But Captain Marvel, I'm not that hyped for. I want to watch it for sure, and we're gonna review it.
We'll
Even though
definitely
we're gonna get, if I hate it, everyone's gonna shit on me for hating a woman's movie. But fuck it, I don't give a shit. We're gonna do
It's
it.
all right. I'm trying to work on some stuff to make sure we get a fair and balanced review of the movie.
Fuck it, let's do it. I'm still gonna get hate regardless. I got hate from
What?
everything.
But-
Looking at you,
But the
Gloria.
thing is, looking at your track record, like you don't like Marvel movies. So
I
you're
don't.
gonna-
I know. There's no reason
So
for me to like this one.
if anybody tries to accuse you of anything, you'd be like, he doesn't like Marvel
I
movies.
don't like. I don't like him regardless who's
Yeah.
doing it.
You know, it's just one of those things.
But did you like Wonder Woman?
It was all right. I don't think it was great. I
liked
mean,
it.
it was.
I like the first 2/3 of that movie.
Yeah, there was like parts of it that were really cool, but like the ending scene was it was stupid.
When it turned into a Zack Snyder film.
Yeah, it was like swords, fire, and CG all over, just puking all over you. It's like, no, bro. The cool shit about it was when she was in the town, interacting with the people and her relationship with the women on the island. That was interesting to watch. And then when it became Punch Fest USA, I was just like, whatever, dude. I don't
When it
give a
became a
shit.
Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah, when it became the Zack Snyder fucking punch in the face movie, I was like, whatever.
I don't know who that is.
Zack Snyder is like, he's actually really good at doing a very niche type of movie. He's the guy who did 300,
Oh, okay.
you know, those kinds of movies. But he doesn't, like, whenever he's trying to do these like strong story, I feel like he's weak at that. I don't think he's that good. So like, like 300. You saw 300.
Yeah, shit's awesome.
That movie's awesome. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He needs to do shit like that. And
All
when
right.
he worked, didn't he do Sin City also?
No, that was Robert Rodriguez.
Roger. Wait,
Ah.
isn't? Oh yeah, but they're so similar. So I think 300 was Robert Rodriguez, because they're very similar in style. Both of them are very similar in style.
Yeah, they both use that comic book
Yeah,
type
but
of
no, I
film.
think
No, they do like those extreme close-ups, slow down,
the,
speeds
the
up.
Zack Snyder thing is that like slow mo while the camera is kind of panning around and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was 300.
that's
So
like
he
the
was
Matrix?
definitely 300. No, Matrix was the
Matrix invented that shit though.
yeah they did. They
Well,
li-
the Matrix did bullet time. This
which
is
is multiple
kind of
cameras and
like
shit.
that, except instead of the thing being like focused in one spot and like the camera rotating 360,
It's not even
Zack
rotating.
Snyder
It's
was
just-
more like slow mo as your character is moving and then kind of whipping around to the other side of the character.
But do you remember when that fucking Matrix shot first came out?
Oh, yeah.
When you saw that shit, you were like, "What the fuck?" That shit was amazing.
Dude, Matrix was super ahead of its time, man.
Shit's
It's
crazy.
super ahead of its time. But
Yeah, it's 300 with Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder, see? So what does Robert Rodriguez? Because they have very similar styles. Now I'm getting
Robert
confused.
Rodriguez
Didn't he
was
do
all the like the
Watchmen,
Spy
right?
Kids movies and
Yeah, but, okay. Let's. I don't want to.
I believe he started out with El Mariachi and then
Yeah, I know he did
and
that, but I'm
then,
talking about the comic book
Desperado.
movies. What comic book movies did he do? Was he the one who did The Spirit?
No, the Spirit was I want to say
Scott Snyder then.
No, the Spirit I think was Frank Miller.
Well, then, so I mean, who was co-producing? Because obviously Frank Miller doesn't know how to direct. Somebody was backing
He
him.
probably produced it.
Yeah, but it was him. I know that Frank Miller also did Sin City. You know.
Robert Rodriguez directed Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah, that's his latest movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. Heard it was. Pretty
I've
dope.
heard good things.
Yeah. So he's not a bad director. He needs to stay in his niche. I think like when the things that he does well, I think he has to stay with it. But I'm getting kind of confused who Scott Snyder and Robert Rodriguez, because they're very similar in styles.
All right.
But
Where were we though?
I don't know. We always do this.
We were talking Captain Marvel.
We were talking, yes.
and how it's coming out in a week.
Oh, okay. We were talking about the Scott Snyder transformation of Wonder Woman and why that's
Yeah.
what
Well, that
made
was
it
a
bad.
tangent on something else.
No. We were talking about what made Wonder Woman bad. It was the Scott Snyder thing.
Oh, okay.
Because
okay.
I was talking about.
But did you guys ever say how you thought Avengers is gonna end?
I don't know how it's going to end. I just want to, like, I don't know. It's like I'm intrigued. I think my what's his name?
How would you like it to end?
How would I like it to end? I would like it to end. I think either
Let
or
our
both.
heroes retire and don't kill them off so that we can bring them back later.
No, I kind of want somebody to die, but I kind of want Thanos. No, I kind of want Thanos to snap and all the Disney movies be erased of existence. But that's probably not going to happen. So I think I kind of want Tony Stark and Captain America to die in battle, like fighting against this guy, or not necessarily like fist fighting, but them trying to do something to save everybody, and Thanos trying to stop him.
So you want them to sacrifice themselves for all of existence?
Yes, because then we could see new characters come in. You know what I mean? We could.
Well,
see,
I think that's going to happen anyway.
I
Yeah.
know, but like.
Like they
I don't
have
want-
to,
I
you
don't
have
want
to
them-
kill off the characters to have,
Yeah, I guess so. It's just more impactful because, like I said,
Yeah.
the ending of Infinity War regular, whatever it was called, the last one. The only thing that hit me in the feels was him throwing Gamora off the mountain, because that was touching. And then when everybody's dying like this unexpected deaths, like nobody saw this coming the way they did. You know what I mean? And that Peter Parker saying, "Dude, that shit hurts, Nick. That shit hurts, bro." That shit was ugh. So like if you have the next movie with none of that, I feel like it's gonna be kind of weak. You know what I mean? I think you need something there to like.
Detective
Make it-
Pikachu comes in and saves the day.
God damn it, Ryan Reynolds always doing the good stuff. Always doing the good stuff.
Yeah.
That movie, I have no idea what's it about, but there's like so many Pokemon on there, and they don't make them cute. They give them like this realistic look to them that they look kind of creepy, and I fucking love it. Like Pikachu looks cute, but if you look at Charizard, that motherfucker looks like a goddamn dragon. Like, get away from that dude. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, they still look cartoonish.
yeah, but it's still like they have, I don't know, they look real, like kinda like in a cartoony
Well, yeah,
way.
they've been 3D modeled to like
Yeah.
what they would look like in real life.
They have
and
like
it's-
fur and stuff, and like some of those weird ones with like the big buggy eyes, they look like Jigglypuff is supposed to be this cute little.
Lick-a-tongue looks weird.
You saw that thing?
Yeah.
Ugh, they look so. I like it. I like that aesthetic. And I don't know about you. Does that? You seen the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that trailer not make you feel like give you like this Blade Runner feel?
Yeah, it does.
It does, right?
It looks like it.
It looks like Blade Runner,
Like old school Blade Runner.
Yeah,
It's
man.
like-
It fucking gives me that Blade Runner feel. I love
but
it.
I kind of feel like that's maybe what a world Pokemon would look like.
Right? It would be full of these neon shit and shit floating.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. I like it.
But then, speaking of trailers, have you seen the trailer for Dark Phoenix?
Came out today, I think it
Yeah.
was. I did see
Came
it.
out last night.
I did see it. Exactly. God damn it, Fox! You started off strong, and now you're ending it so weak.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Dark Phoenix.
You haven't seen
Oh,
the,
Dark Phoenix. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the X-Men
I did.
movie?
I'm the one that posted it in the fucking
Yeah,
page.
bro. Come on, man.
I don't know what the fuck he just did though.
He was like, I don't know if that's that good.
Is that from something?
No.
No,
just-
okay.
I may be getting a little Bobby Moynihan in me.
But no, like, you know, okay, my whole thing about the reason why for me it doesn't look good is because I feel like that character deserves way more backstory. Like
Exactly.
you can't bring her in.
You can't
just like
you can't shove a Dark Phoenix storyline into like a character that's been the role for one movie
that. Yeah.
and was doing it as like a not even a secondary
Yeah.
role.
That's the thing. That's the thing about the X-Men, bro. The X-Men could, in my opinion, could never be a movie. That has to be a series because there is so much detail to each one of those characters about them growing up as a teenager, dealing with life as a mutant, that it kind of weaves into their superpower. You know what I mean? The whole thing with Dark Phoenix is because wasn't she like she was manipulated at one point and she was in that what's
Okay, so
Madam.
the old school, right? The old school Dark Phoenix storyline is when the X-Men have gone off into space,
Right. Okay. Well, that's the ending.
and they're with the Shi'ar Empire,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
We're
she
talking about
basically
the '90s animated series right now. Or
yeah,
is it-
that you know what
Well-
they were the only ones that kind of did that the
They
right
did it
way.
really good.
That
yeah.
shit was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I was so
Yeah.
sad when
they
that
did
shit
it good.
ended.
And they cut out a bunch of shit, but they still
But
did it good.
but basically the way that it was that she was basically possessed by the Phoenix
yeah,
Force
but yeah,
after coming in contact with the Mcron crystal.
correct.
So she herself is not the Dark Phoenix.
No.
Dark Phoenix,
Is an
It's
entity
a,
that
it's
Exactly.
not.
and
Okay,
it's not even the Dark Phoenix.
It's called
just
the Phoenix
just
Force.
Phoenix. Oh yeah, Phoenix.
Phoenix Force.
the thing is that
her,
she can't control it, so
Exactly.
it takes
Yeah.
over her and it becomes the Dark
and
Phoenix.
no, not even Dark Phoenix. First, she just becomes Phoenix, and then later she becomes the Dark Phoenix, which is like a bad version of what she was. Because when she was the Phoenix, she was still controlling it somewhat.
Yeah.
When she became Dark Phoenix, she was just the Phoenix Force. Now, the Phoenix Force, why I say it needs background information
is
'cause-
because by the time it happens, you care deeply for this character.
Exactly. And Phoenix Force was like this space god creature, whatever.
Yeah.
It would devour and destroy worlds. So like the Space Federation is like after it for like imprisonment. And when she becomes the Phoenix, they're trying to imprison her, which fucks with her mentality
Well, and it also makes all the X-Men fight against
her. Yeah.
like because they basically fight against the Shi'ar Empire.
Yeah,
and
because
the
they're
Imperial Guard.
because they're defending their girl. So like it creates like this. There's so much backstory to just make a movie about a super powerful chick with these powers. It's kind of like it's kind
And
of
not
like lackluster.
Shitting on it. Shitting
And
on
not
the
to
story.
mention-
it is.
Not to mention, like in that storyline, doesn't she wind up basically like the Phoenix Force winds up like devouring a planet?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So like it's like even more massive in scale as far as the
Exactly.
power. All they're showing you in the movie is like
she's
she's levitating a train
she's
and
super
she's
strong and
then
she
it-
has fire. No, bro, it's a space fucking like god that like
Yeah,
the fucking
like in the-
space.
how they show in the cartoons.
Well, so
Yeah.
fucking
yeah,
beat
so
the shit out of everybody.
the
remember,
Phoenix
remember
Force-
the guy with the mohawk,
Captain Caveman. Yeah.
Gladiator.
the gladiator, the
Gladiator,
guy,
I remember,
he was
yeah.
like the Superman of the
yeah,
space.
yeah,
That dude is going after her because
yeah.
she's now the
She's a
Phoenix.
threat. She's a
exactly, and she has crimes against her because of the Dark Phoenix devouring that planet. So there's these, and there was like even things with like Professor X being in love with one of these alien chicks. Remember the one with the
Lalandra.
yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
There's a whole bunch of shit that they're just cutting out just because they want to make a Phoenix movie.
Yeah.
No, guys.
Well, it's not just that. It's the fact that like the Dark Phoenix storyline comes along after like 20 years
it's
after
like
we've
so much
cared-
shit happening. Yeah.
and we've grown to know Jean Grey. We've
Yep.
grown to love her as a character.
Yep.
and now all of a sudden all this stuff is happening, and you care about what happens
you
to
don't
Jean
want
Grey.
her to be
They should have
harmed
done
away.
Dark Phoenix with
With Vanka Janssen?
Yeah, with Vanka Janssen.
At least- well, they
it happens
kind-
when she's older.
They
or whatever.
kind of did it. Like
Oh wait, in part 3?
yeah, in part 3 when
That
they turn
was-
her. Yeah,
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
that's
the Dark
right.
Phoenix, and that
That's
was
right.
awful because they just brought it out of nowhere and no one cared. Just like they're doing in this movie. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to say it's
well,
trash.
but it's not just that. It's
I
that
mean,
all we've gotten of this Jean Grey was less than an hour of screen time
Right.
in the previous movie.
and she was just there to show you that she was young once from the
Yeah.
old one. That's literally her purpose. I was like, they're like, oh, remember Jean Grey from the old movies? This is her young, and that's literally her entire fucking role.
Yeah.
Like, dude, no one cares.
So
You know what I
X
mean?
Men, all the X Men movies, they're entertaining, but the storylines are all fucked
They're
up.
all
Yeah.
fucked up. Yeah.
And the
But
thing is,
besides-
again,
hold on.
like you can't care about a character like getting possessed and turning evil if you don't care about the character in the first place.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they haven't given us time to grow to like this
Yeah.
character because Age of Apocalypse, she's in it, but she's not the focus of it.
Yeah, she's nothing. She's just a
Because
character.
Age of Apocalypse is all about like Mystique and Magneto
Yeah.
and Professor X.
It was fucking-
And it's like, no, man, you guys need to start building the team. Let us start getting to know these characters, and then you can turn her bad and have bad things happen to her.
Exactly. It's just it's badly managed in my
Yeah.
in my opinion. They're just trying to use the name. Everybody knows Dark Phoenix, so they're trying to.
Well, it's like
They're
what
trying
DC does, right? Like, we're going to make Superman versus Batman because we've
Because
been
it was a-
dying to turn Dark Knight Returns into a story.
Yeah, and it was
And
poorly done.
and then it's like they're taking basically the last issue of Dark Knight Returns to make a
and like
to make a
all
story out of it.
of Death of Superman.
Well,
It's just
yeah,
like,
it's
get
like
outta here,
it's
bro.
like we're gonna take the last issue of Dark Knight Returns and we're gonna smash that in together with Doomsday.
Yeah, get out of here, dude.
Smash.
Smash.
Like that, the biggest mistake that they made there was not doing Man of Steel 2.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they should have done a Man of Steel 2,
No,
giving
because
us
those actually,
introduce Lex
maybe.
Luthor as the bad guy.
Yeah.
Giving us like maybe give us like a Metallo or give us a another like maybe give us Parasite or some villain that
Yeah.
can go kind of toe to toe with Superman.
What's that electric guy? I forgot his name.
No, that's Marvel. That's Electro.
No, bro, from Superman.
No, there's an electric girl.
No, there was
Is it
that
a
fucking
superhero?
electric guy, that blonde guy that fights Superman, in the Christopher Reeve.
Oh, you're
Superman.
talking about the Nuclear Man?
Nuclear Man. That's his
That
name.
that was created specifically for Superman 4.
Ah.
I don't know
But hey,
anything
you,
about that
you
guy.
could have had something similar.
Yeah, I mean they could have done some. Well, first off,
It's
I
pronounced
think the Man of
nuclear.
Steel movies. I think the Man of Steel movies were terrible, just because I've never in my life read a Superman comic. I don't really like Superman, but not once have I ever read a Superman comic and thought dark and gritty. Not one time.
Well, he's not.
Exactly. And that movie, they try to turn him into that.
That because they were trying to copy the Christopher Nolan
Yes,
universe.
get out of here, bro.
Oh, but people
He-
like Batman, and Batman's dark and gritty. Like
Yeah, no.
Superman
They
dark and
should
gritty. It's
have
like,
just made.
it's like they're supposed to be opposites.
Yeah, they needed to make the freaking All-Star Superman movie because that, in my opinion, is the best Superman. I know you're like a big Superman fan, but that to me is my favorite Superman movie because it's the only one that's
Well, they took a lot
Related.
from All Star
Which-
Superman into
Which one is that one?
All-Star Superman.
Yeah.
It's like when he's like dying, and you just see him.
Yeah, it's a book by
Oh,
man.
okay. So it's not a movie.
It's not
No,
a
no.
movie. It's a
Oh,
comic.
okay.
Well, they did turn it into an animated.
Yeah.
Ah.
Although the animated cuts out like 6 issues because I
Yeah,
think it was
yeah.
like a 12-issue story, and they
But
basically
that book is so good, and like I feel like they took out.
well they took
I
out the
don't know.
stuff with
It's
like the other Kryptonians
Yeah,
that come
yeah.
out of the Phantom Zone and stuff like that. It's
Yeah. But I think that's what they should have done for the movie. I
Yeah.
think hands down, if you want to make a good Superman movie, that's the best
well,
Superman
not
story.
just that, not
Just because you actually fucking care. He shows how much he cares about humanity in that book. You know what I mean? He's not anymore. You know how everybody sees him like, oh, he's not. He's invulnerable to everything. Like nothing could hurt him. Nothing
Well,
could stop him. But he actually cares. You know what I mean?
well, that's the thing, right? Like what he comes down to is technically his humanity,
yeah.
right? Because he's
As much
the
as an
reason that
alien, he's still human because he's lived here his entire
right,
life.
and the reason that he does good things is because he was raised the right way.
He was raised human,
You
so
know,
he,
and he-
identifies with everybody, even though he can't because he's
Yeah. Which is kind of why I question the fact that like they brought in Zod right off the bat and all that. I was like, it's like Zod should be something that you build up to,
Yeah.
not something that like it's your first fight.
It was a bunch of problems. I don't know. That movie was just a Dragon Ball Z movie. That whole fight scene in Metropolis where they're just punching each other through buildings and the buildings are collapsing. That's Dragon Ball Z all day long.
That's what that Dragon Ball Z movie should have been. Bro.
Exactly. And I think
Trash.
and I think it would like it was so bad. Like I wanted to see the Vegeta kind of fucking Dragon Ball Z movie, like
It's over 9,000!
yes, like that. Like that's what the Superman movie was.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? I didn't want that for Superman, but that's what it was.
Although I do like
it was let's punch each other in the face through mountains.
I did like, however, what's his name, Stabler from Law and Order, Chris Maloney, going 1-on-1 with a Kryptonian chick in a knife fight. That was,
Which one was that?
In Man of
Steel.
Steel.
But what fight was that?
The guy that's from the army, the guy from Law and Order.
Yeah.
They're like,
and
then he's like, I'm just gonna crash the plane.
that bitch was like, I ain't having it. But yeah, man. So like, I don't know. Those movies were weak in my opinion.
Well, it's just they step away from the core of the character, and when you step away from the core of the character, it's like Aquaman. Like, okay, Aquaman, they made him different, but they kept the heart of the film, right? Which is, he's half human, half Atlantean. He feels a tie to the human world, while at the same time feeling a call to the Atlantean world. It keeps the heart of it, right?
Yeah.
He's still very much
They did a great job with this new movie. I didn't feel dark and broody 1 second in that movie. Everything about it was paced really nicely.
I don't think Jason Momoa can play dark and broody.
No, he can't. I don't think he could play anything. That guy's a terrible actor. But was that a fun movie or not? That movie was fun as hell. That dude, bro, both of them, I'll keep saying it. They both had cue cards, and they kept looking at the camera like, we have to save the kingdom, because if not, my father will kill us.
For those of you who can't see, Pedro keeps looking off screen as if reading cue cards.
That's what I just imagined the entire time. Actually, there was a couple of times where the girl was actually looking off camera in her scenes.
Yeah.
And what else was announced? It was Dark Phoenix, and then
we had Dark Phoenix. We have Detective Pikachu recently dropped, and then we got an official date for Space Jam 2.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
When is it?
July 16th, 2021.
Wait, is LeBron going to be in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Out. Don't care.
For real.
Don't care.
Just like that.
Yeah. I don't fucking care about it.
And then
LeBron's a shitty hacker.
I know Nintendo had an event yesterday.
Yes, sir. With the
We got a
Pokemon
new Pokemon game.
Yeah, bro. We got Pokemon Sword and Shield coming out this year.
Sword and Shield.
What does that mean?
That's just the name of the games, bro.
Is that like
But
a-
haven't they always been like colors?
They've been a bunch of shit.
Or like
the last one
stones?
was Moon and Sun and Moon. They do what they want, bro. They're Nintendo. They don't give a fuck. So it's gonna be in the Galars region. I think that's the new one. And so it's gonna be it's the Gen 8. It's the newest, Pokemon.
Damn, 8 generations.
I don't know
Damn,
shit about
for real.
Pokemon.
So that means there's like 1,000 Pokemon now, right?
Probably. There's so many. There's like, okay, so there's
How does that work? Like when you play one of the new games, like are the only like the new generation of
So, okay,
Pokemon in
so-
there,
so the
or
way
do
it-
they have like the classic ones in there too?
No. So how they in the lore, how they make this work, because they can't have all the Pokemon. So what they do is each region,
But if they can't
has-
have all the Pokemon, how are you supposed to catch them all?
you got to buy the other games, and then you could transfer it through your account.
But this is a
All
new
right.
system.
Right.
So
But it's
Pokemon,
account.
Pokemon is its own plural, right? It's not like Pokemon.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
pretty
so.
much-
Pokemons? I don't know. Whatever. Don't ask me that. But the way
Hey,
they
I
do
want the Pokemons.
the way they do it is
I
is
catch all the Pokemons.
the way they do it is by region. So this new region is
Go
called the
ahead,
Galar.
todos los Pokemon
This new region is called Galar region, and they have their own new Pokemon. Obviously, you're still going to see like reoccurring ones like probably Charmander and Bulbasaur and Squirtle. You're always going to see those guys, and Pikachu is obviously always going to be in that shit.
Smegmar.
Smegmar. The fucking lava dude.
Yeah.
Well, of course you would remember the guy with balls on his head. And then
I believe his name is Magmar.
Nah, Smegmar.
Don't Google that.
and then whatever. So the new Pokemon starters is Grookey, Scorbunny, and Swabble. And
Oh yeah, I know Scorbunny. I saw an image of Score Bunny.
You saw the internet is quick, bro.
The internet is very quick.
You gotta be careful, man.
You're on Pokemon.com.
Yeah, bro.
But
you gotta be careful.
Score Bunny, those are the ones from New York, right? That club in New York.
Score bunnies.
But yeah, so like Grookey is a monkey, which is the first time because usually they make these Pokemon just weird looking creatures. This one they actually picked animals. So Grookey's a monkey.
Well,
Score
for these
Bunny's
three.
Well, yeah, these three. Who knows what they're gonna?
We don't know.
There was one like in the last generation or two generations ago that was literally just a key, like a set of keys on a ring. Like that's it. It was so retarded.
That's when they start running out of ideas.
Yeah, man, that's what they do.
Like, this microphone is a Pokemon.
So they had Grookey's a monkey, Score Bunny's a bunny, obviously, and Sobble is like a lizard. So like they actually looks like something you could relate to. So like I kind of like those designs. I prefer it over the old ones where it was just like a sword with eyes and it was just dumb shit.
When is Beerus gonna fight Mewtwo?
Beerus from Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
If anything, it should be Lucario because Lucario looks more like Beerus than Mewtwo. That would be a fucking dope-ass fight, not going to lie. Obviously, Beerus would whoop that motherfucker's ass.
I got no idea who Beerus is.
Is a big cat god.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's like, they've introduced Goku, and Goku trains to be the strongest, and he gets really strong, but he's still not stronger than this cat because his cat is literally a god. So, like, nothing's stronger than this cat yet.
In my head, I'm imagining the little cat that they put, like, at the Chinese restaurants, like, with the paw up.
Almost. It looks like a sphinx. It looks like a sphinx.
Okay.
So it's like it has the Egyptian clothing. Does it have Egyptian clothing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just looks like a bald cat.
I forget right now the guy that like his
Who's stronger than him?
his manservant
Yeah.
is stronger than him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one that trained him, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I always forget his name.
I forget his name too because he's forgettable. He
Yeah.
just eats food.
He
That's
just
all
eats food
does.
and he's funny.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Exactly.
And then there's also, you know, we were talking a little bit about Detective Pikachu and how it kind of looks like Blade Runner. But that's
The new Blade Runner or old Blade Runner?
They both look the same.
yeah, that new Blade Runner, they did a real good job.
Really good job.
I
Holy
haven't
shit,
seen
good
either of
job.
them.
It's so good.
Oh, Showtime has ordered a live action Halo show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Well, I mean, they've been talking about it for years, and they still haven't done it. This was back when like Xbox One was first coming out. They said it was, but they never. It still hasn't happened.
apparently they've actually gone ahead and ordered the
Well,
episodes now.
I won't hold my breath, but if they do, I'm down because the story for Halo
now the
was
thing is
always really
we
cool.
don't know if we're gonna get like Master Chief or any of that in the show.
Probably. I mean, why wouldn't you? You know,
Well,
if they do it,
I mean,
they do it.
I know people that like have read the novels and stuff like that, and apparently that's got like an entire world of like characters that they can use. So
Yeah.
I'm not.
But-
I mean, I don't know really all that much outside of the games, but
Oh, hold up! I just remembered something. Going back to Nintendo, yo, Bowser took over Nintendo of America, y'all.
yeah.
What does that even mean?
Okay, Reggie Fils-Aimé, who was the greatest, in my opinion, president of a company of all time,
Who I'd never
company?
heard of before
Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
So how do you not know Reggie, bro?
because I don't follow Nintendo
This
news that
guy's
closely.
this guy's body ain't ready. That's all it is. Anyway, so he retired.
Uh-huh.
He's just retiring just because he
Okay. The latest president of Nintendo retired.
of America.
Nintendo of America.
Very
Oh,
specific.
Okay.
Nintendo of America was Reggie Fils-Aimé. He retired. I think it was Monday. I don't know. And in his place, he's putting a guy named Bowser.
The guy's last name is legit Bowser?
Bowser.
That's awesome.
Yes. I'm so down. And if he's like not even like a quarter as funny as Reggie, I'm going to be fine with it. But Reggie was like a personality. He was so cool. Like, he was like meta. Like, he understood the memes everybody made of him.
Yeah.
He was like genuine. It was so good. So the feels were hit, bro, because I don't want to see him go. But Bowser, bro. Bowser's my
That's
main
just
in Smash
funny.
Bros.
The fact that like what's his name, Doug Bowser or something?
Doug Bowser.
Doug Bowser is taking over Nintendo of America.
There's actually an image online where he's like has a little sign like I can't wait to be your president or whatever it's called, and if in the background you see a plush of Mario and Luigi tied by GameCube controller wires. It's so good.
I saw that. I think you sent that to me.
Yeah. I put it on the group. By the way, if you're not subscribed to our group page, you should do that right now on Facebook.
Oh yes.
That's
Just and go into your Facebook, type in "We Ain't Found Sith," Look us up.
Join that group. I think you have
Click-
3 questions to ask, but they're easy.
Yes, you click join, but before you can join, you must first answer me these questions 3.
What are they?
What is your quest?
Oh.
What is your name?
Uh-huh.
And what is the average velocity of an unladen swallow?
What if they
Point-
what if they get that wrong?
Listen, if you
You could still join.
you could just still join even again. But well, I mean, look, it really just trying to root out bots. I mean, that's really all it is.
All right.
If I get a weird answer that just doesn't look like a human wrote it, you probably won't be allowed in. But I will welcome if you give the correct answer, which is to finish the quote, then you're in. If you are a science nerd and you want to give me like the scientific
actual
breakdown of how it actually works,
Let's
I will
do it.
also accept that as an answer. Or if any other kind of creativity. I mean, however it is. In fact, I would even say that if your answer is like super creative and it makes me laugh, I might even give you a moderator tag.
So, yeah, we have that going on.
Yeah.
But staying on topic with Nintendo, did you guys hear about Xbox and what they're doing?
Yes.
So Xbox, right? Last week we talked about it real briefly about how Xbox Live is going to Nintendo Switch, Android, and Apple, whatever the Apple thing is, iTunes, and they're having that service added to those platforms. So you're going to get your Xbox platform without the games at that time for Nintendo Switch. Now the rumor now is that Xbox Game Pass might be going to the Switch as well. Which, if that's the case, if you don't understand what that means if you don't have an Xbox and you don't have the money to spend, and I'm looking at you, Evan, you don't have the money to spend on an Xbox, a Switch, all these systems, Xbox now is letting you, or not, the Xbox is now allowing you to put, if they do this is all rumors, so who knows, you get to install Game Pass, which is a subscription-based service where you pay like $10 a month, I think it is, and you can play any game you want. All you have to do is download it to your system and play it, right?
So you'll be able to play all those games on a Switch.
Yes. So that's a big-ass deal. So any game you have already, and because Xbox Live is already going to Switch confirmed, that means if you've always been an Xbox guy and you've always wanted like a Nintendo Switch, but you didn't want to, duke out the cash for it, you could essentially just buy the Switch, and you're going to have an Xbox as well, because with that platform, you could pay like $10 a month and get Halo or Gears of War, and you get to play it on the Switch.
That's funny that they probably did the math and figured out that they'll make more money selling a bunch of $10 subscriptions or whatever
I
it is
guarantee you that's what
than
it is.
selling a bunch of Xbox consoles.
I'm a big.
Well, but that brings on my question, which is, do you think this means that maybe Microsoft is not working on a next-gen console?
They are. That's confirmed. They are.
Oh.
They are doing it. But I honestly think, and I've been saying this for years, and I used to think this was a bad move, but now I'm starting to think that they're thinking way ahead. So they are making a new system, but I don't think they're putting all their eggs in that basket anymore. I think all their eggs are going into the subscription service basket. Because if you think about it, if you're making a console, what do you really want for the people to buy? You want them to pay $200, $400, whatever, one time for your system? Or like $60 one time for a game? Or do you want them to pay consistently $10 every freaking month? So they could play everything that you guys are making. Because remember, a lot of these games don't make their profits back because some people don't buy it. You know what I mean?
Well, and also reselling.
Exactly. And reselling and all this shit.
Which I don't know if you remember, that was a big controversy when
when
the One was announced.
Yeah.
Because
They
they
didn't have
wanted to no, we just want to do direct
Right.
download
So
our
all
game onto your system.
Exactly. And this is why
And GameStop was like, no.
Well, everybody was no. But this is what the smart thing is. This is all my opinion. This is all rumors. It's not 100%. My opinion is, back then I used to think that was a terrible move. I thought that, because I'm a big fan of physical games. I like owning the shit I pay for. You know what I mean? I like to have my shit. The same reason why you buy your DVDs, because it's yours. You can watch whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Same thing with the games. When you pay the subscription, you don't have that. That's not yours. Whenever they end this subscription, you lose everything. You know what I mean? I don't like that. But is that where the future is going? I think so. Because in Japan, they already created this system where you could, not system, but this service where you could pay money and play like Resident Evil 7, which is super graphically like required, like a lot of requirements for graphics.
Yeah.
You could play that shit on the Switch because what they do is it's like Netflix. You pay like $10 a month, and it streams it from a server through the
Yeah.
through the internet to your device. Your device doesn't have to be that strong. It's gonna show you the high graphics because there's a server pumping out the graphics.
Oh, it's like the Steam box.
Exactly. Not really, because Steambox you still need a hard drive, but it's like
No, right, but you hook it up on a network, and basically you're playing it on your TV, but it's running off of your computer.
Right, but this time it's not running off of anything. It's running off of the internet, just like Netflix. You don't own any of the movies on Netflix, but you're getting, depending on your internet speed, you're going to get the game. So you're going to be able to play these games that's running off of a server in some building somewhere, and you don't need any space on your hard drive.
That's got to be a hell of a good server, though.
I know,
for
but
lag times.
But see, I don't think that. I think that's the future, and I used to be super critical.
Well, that's right up Microsoft's alley.
Exactly,
Mhm.
and that's why I think they're being smart. Because I
Yeah.
used to think that was a terrible idea, but now, again, this is all rumors. I don't know if this is true, but I think that if that's what they're doing, it's super smart because everyone's going to start doing
Well,
it.
also, like, whatever console they come out with, you don't need to put a giant hard drive on it. 'Cause
Exactly.
everything's cloud-based.
Exactly. Speaking
I
of,
just realized they're essentially doing what they did with Microsoft Office. Instead of fucking selling you a computer, they're just gonna put their fucking Microsoft Office and all the other computers.
yeah, pretty much that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's super smart, man. And they're not. I don't think they're going to continue pushing their system as hard as they will. I think they're going to continue creating these consoles, but I don't think they're going to push it the way they used to. I think they're going to push these services for you to pay for. Like, oh, you have a Switch? No, don't worry about it. You get the Game Pass and you get to play all these games anyway. They're not going to push you like, oh, forget about the Switch. You want to get this system because that's harder to sell. How hard is it to sell $10? You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
It's
makes total sense.
It's super smart.
But again, this is all speculation.
It is speculation. But it's a
Which
rumor.
may be confused for spoilers.
Which may be confused for spoilers.
But it also may be spoilers.
Exactly. So who knows? But yeah, so I thought that was pretty noteworthy, man, because if that's what they're doing, look, I don't like a lot of Xbox games. I'm not a huge fan of Xbox,
Yeah.
but they got gems, man. They got
Yeah.
Ori and the Black Forest. They got Cuphead. They got, as much as I don't like it, I understand why people do, Halo and Gears of War. If you could play that on any system, how good is that, man? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only thing is you would need to have controllers for that.
Yeah, but just buy one. It's cheaper than a $400 system.
But can you just plug in through USB a Microsoft controller into a Switch?
Probably
I'm sure
not, but
I'm sure they'll sell that.
they'll sell it.
That's what I'm
'Cause
saying.
right
Like
now,
they'll have to come up with a
now,
like a Xbox controller for the Switch.
Yeah, but like right now, you could connect your Switch controller to the computer. You just turn it on and you just doggle it, and it's going to you connect the power cable to the computer. It's going to recognize it immediately. So the technology is there. There's no reason why they can't backwards engineer it, where an Xbox or a Microsoft controller can't be recognized on a Switch. It's an easy fix. So I guarantee you they're going to do that. Plus, who cares? The controllers really don't matter.
Well, for button layouts.
I mean, but
because I like the Switch. It's a fun system. I've played it over at my buddy's house. But those little controllers with the two buttons.
That's just for the handheld. The actual controller, the Pro controller that they have for it is really good. I consider it as good as the 360. It's really, really good. So I wouldn't play anything with those little tiny things. So my hands are gigantic, and those things just disappear in my hands. But yeah, man, that's a big fucking deal. Also for Switch, Resident Evil 0, 1, and 4 are coming to Switch, and Ace Attorney.
Now I saw this post on the Facebook page. Yeah,
dude, you know what that game is? Billy would love it. It's a freaking. You're a lawyer, and the entire game is objection, Your Honor. It's just you being a lawyer.
What?
Yes, it's so.
What is that?
It's you're a lawyer, and they give you like situations.
Is that like a Sims kind of game?
No.
Like
It's like I don't know how to describe it, man, but it's
the Japanese think of everything.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. Dude, it was one of those games.
Well, I just saw like what you posted, and like I saw these like over the top animations
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that.
It's
like the lawyers, the prosecuting lawyers that you're going up against look like
they look
weird
like bosses.
anime bosses.
Yeah, they look like bosses. It's so good, dude. It's so good. But like that was a hidden gem for me when I finally played it.
Yeah.
My boy Tony would always tell me it's good, and I was like, nah, I'm hesitant. And I tried it, and I'm like, yo, this shit is eerily like addictive.
That's really funny.
It is really funny, man. It's really cool. But yeah, so that's coming, and
I wonder if lawyers will play that game. Kind of like.
I mean, I highly doubt it's gonna be accurate, but it's still
but
fun.
kind of like how fucking football players will play Madden or
okay, yeah, maybe.
NBA players will
Yeah.
play NBA 2K or some shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
that makes sense. I don't see why not. Why they wouldn't.
I wonder. Oh, it would be awesome if you could lawyer against each other.
Multiplayer,
Yeah.
lawyered, bitch. All right, sticking on video games. There's a new hero in Overwatch. Oh, and shout out to the Dragons. They finally won their first match. By the way, Gus, you're a sports guy. The Dragons was okay. They had an entire season last year.
Uh-huh.
Dragons didn't win a single fucking game. They lost every game last season.
Where are the Dragons from?
Shanghai.
Okay.
China. And they won their first one, and everybody rooted for them. There was
That's
not a
awesome.
single person who was like, "Oh, damn it!" Like everybody rooted for
Everybody
them.
loves an underdog.
Yeah, they won
Yeah.
their first match in 2 seasons this year.
Damn.
It was so good. Anyway, new heroes for Overwatch.
It was probably against the Miami Heat.
Bro,
If you don't know what I'm talking
Are
about,
we
if
sucking?
you're not a sports person,
I'm assuming we're sucking.
no, they're just that. Well, I'm not gonna get into it, but they're just that team that they'll beat the best team in the league, but the day before they lost to the worst team.
I
in the
think
league.
the better joke would have been like the New York Knicks.
Nah, it's the Heat because the Heat lose to the worst team. in the
Okay,
league.
I
Yeah.
just figure at this point the New York Knicks are just like
Well, they are
globally
trash.
bad.
Yeah, they're
So
terrible.
okay.
Anyways,
so,
whatever.
So new hero for Overwatch. We got Batiste. I guess his name is. I don't know how.
That's
Oh,
pretty
Batista's coming back to WWE. He was on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Grex, right? Grex the
Yeah.
Destroyer is gonna go
Nice.
against Triple H, bro.
I gotta get you into wrestling. Like,
I used
like
to
you
be
would,
in-
you. It's like I don't I'm surprised there are not more nerds into wrestling.
No, I know it's super nerdy. The only thing I don't like about wrestling, honestly, is just how over the top and like silly it is. It's like it's so silly, but not in like a comical way. Like it's like soap opera silly, and I don't like soap operas. But I used to watch that shit religiously. Like Mankind was my jam, bro. Mankind, Cactus Jack, Dude Love. Whatever that guy wanted, whatever Mick Foley wanted to do, I was in. Let's go, Mick. Let's do this. I loved everything about him. But and like The Rock and like Stone Cold, like those that was like for me the heyday of wrestling. But after that, when everybody looks
I
like
get
just
it.
dudes in
I
shorts,
went through
okay.
I went through a period of a few years also where I wasn't really watching it that much, and then
Yeah.
over the last like 5 years, I've been getting back into it.
Yeah.
and-
Like it's pretty. I don't know. My friend Tony again. He showed me some Japanese matches, and dude, the Japanese people know how to put on a goddamn show, dude.
Oh no, man!
Those dudes are
It's actually-
crazy.
I'm
man.
actually really excited. One of the new promotions that's starting here by the name of AEW have announced a partnership with a company called OWE, which is a Chinese company.
No.
And if you look at OWE's like YouTube stuff, like these guys look like they're in like a Shaolin movie.
That's awesome.
Dude,
Like,
I
these-
love
like
that
they're
shit.
like
Yeah.
and like the CEO of OEW is like he's like, yeah, we mixed the kung fu with the wrestling.
Oh,
and
that's so fun. That's what I liked about it because the Japanese, I don't know what you call it, like the league, I guess, Japanese League of Wrestling, whatever it is, whatever that.
well,
that
they have a
branch
couple
is.
of different ones.
Well, whatever it was just these two guys going at it for like 30 minutes, and they didn't stop. Like they weren't tired at all, and they're like jumping off the top ropes and like flipping. And I'm like, where is this? Like putting people through tables. You don't see that anymore. Like that shit was back in the 90s. People would like throw each other through like a razor wire and like a buzzsaw, and people get cut in half, and they didn't give a shit. It was so cool, and now it's like everything's safe. I don't know. I don't like it. I like.
Well,
I
I
like
mean,
the crazy
you know,
shit.
look,
Well, people died. That's why.
I know,
That's probably why.
Obviously, but still, it
We
was cool.
have
It was
been-
entertaining.
we've been for like 20 years now. The only competition's been WWE. There's been nobody against them really.
Yeah, WCW
Folded. They
yeah.
folded. They got run incorrectly and they lost a lot of money. And you know, but the thing is, they haven't had any real competition. And at a certain point, they decided like, hey, we need to make decisions based on our stock investors.
Mm-hmm.
And so they decided like, hey, let's not do anything controversial. Let's clean up our act. Let's make sure that we're a product that children can watch. And that way, you know, we'll have sponsorships and we'll bring in the money and not have to worry about any of this controversy stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I'm excited because if AEW is going to be as good as all the hype says it's going to be, then maybe they'll have some competition to kind of, you know, drive the creative a bit.
Call me when we have characters with actual character. You know what I mean? Like what's his name? The what's that guy? The Underdog? No, what's his name? Undertaker. Remember back in the day, he would wear all black, come out with like that smoke, and he had that one dude that looked like Golem, not Golem, but like Igor. You know,
Paul Bearer?
Paul Bearer. That shit was
Oh,
so.
yeah.
And his whole gimmick is that he was actually dead and he came back to life. It was so cool, man. And then they got rid of all that. Now it's like, what's his name? John
because
Cena. He
well,
has
the
his
whole
hand in
thing
front of
was
his
like-
face and you can't see him. Get out of here.
But the whole thing with like that late 90s boom of wrestling was that people didn't want the gimmicks and they wanted their wrestlers to be real.
Well, I wanted the gimmicks because I like Mankind. Apparently, he can knock you out with the sock out of his freaking crotch.
Well,
you know what I mean? Cactus Jack was
gimmicks,
the same dude, and he goes bang bang, and you get terrified. I'm in. Let's do it.
Well, the gimmicks are kind of back at the same time. They're not really, but like,
No, they're not.
but like, there's guys with gimmicks, and it's just they're just not as outrageous as the
No, but
gimmicks were in the 80s.
I like the gimmicks of the 80s, bro. That shit was, bro. You don't see anyone promo like you do freaking Ric Flair. You don't see it. You know what I mean?
Woo.
I want to see woo. Yeah, I want to see that shit. You know what I mean? Getting all excited about. Anyway, we're going on a tangent again. So new character for Overwatch. So new character for Overwatch, Batiste. Yes, it was the same character. That's how we got on the tangent. He's a burst healer, I guess you could call him. He has like a machine gun that shoots burst fire. He has like these silly boots that make you jump straight in the air, making you an easy target. But it's good for like air healing if you jump up and you shoot down. He has an ability that makes you immune, like not immune but invincible for the duration, but you could shoot it, so there's like a strategy behind it. And his healing is a grenade launcher that shoots like area effects. So like if everyone's bunched up together, you could shoot a grenade at them.
I just find that funny.
What?
It's like grenade launcher that heals.
Well, think about it of like an elixir. Well, you don't play Final Fantasy, but it's a healing potion.
I know. I just
grenade launcher that shoot
it's-
whatever. It's
no.
video games, bro.
I know.
It's
It's funny, man. It's like
So,
here's a gun that heals.
yeah. So like I don't know. I've been trying him out on the PTR. I think all of our boys have been also trying it on the PTR. I haven't really found a use for him yet, but I think that his potential is there. And right now there's like this meta where everyone's playing Goats Comp, which is like super high HP, super high healing, and it's kind of like dominating the game. So like whenever you watch the Overwatch League, everybody's running the same comp. It's kind of like boring. So I think they designed this character kind of to break that up, so that you could see different characters be played in the Overwatch League. We'll see. But as of right now, me playing him, I hate burst fire in any video game ever. I think it's terrible. He has burst fire. The best thing is his grenades.
Burst fire is what, like 3 shots and
Three
then,
shots of like that. And then
It's actually how I learned to play a shooter.
really
Yeah, because like I used to be one of those guys that was like just spray, and then
spray and pray, baby.
I had to learn to like
Aim.
just burst fire and then like manually.
Yeah.
Like I can understand where you're like I don't like the 3-shot deal, but like for me like that's the
One
only way I
shot.
play a shooter now.
I prefer
is like,
single shot where you go instead of like because
Well,
when you shoot 3, you can't control the other 2. Like or you can if you're good. I'm not good, so I can't do it.
I don't know.
but-
that's kind of like that became my bread and butter. Like in Halo for a while was
Yeah.
like I'd
First shot.
I'd just start like I'd hold the trigger down for like a second and let it go.
And then his last ability is self heal, which is just generic. It's like Lucio, you heal everybody around you, no big deal. And then his ult, which is very creative, you create like this matrix field where anything that goes through it gets double its value. So if you shoot a bullet, let's say your bullet does 6 damage, the second it goes through it, it starts doing 12. So you essentially could do double the damage against anybody who's going. Now on the upside,
Does it
of
also do like double the heal?
Yes, and that's what makes it pretty strong, because if you have the whole team behind it, you could either put it in front of your team and let them do the damage, or you could let them consistently do their own damage, and you stand behind the field and you heal them. And then on top of that, you could throw the invincibility thing, make sure no one dies, and you're healing them with no risk of them dying. So there's use for him. I haven't found what it is yet, but whatever. We'll see. He just came out on PTR. I'm assuming he's probably going to be live next Tuesday, maybe, or maybe 2 weeks from now. I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, that's about it for video games, I think.
Well, I mean, I think that's probably gonna wrap us up for the evening. I mean, the only other thing that I saw here on my notes that we didn't talk about is apparently the Thor is gonna play the Hulk.
Yeah, who cares? Who fucking cares?
Yeah, so it was recently announced that we're gonna get a Hulk Hogan movie, and Hulk Hogan will be played by none other than Chris Hemsworth. And kind of want to see. I mean, it depends on how they're like. I'm assuming they're gonna do classic biopic, and like it'll be like young Hulkster growing up all the way up until the point where like he wins the WWF championship, and then they end the movie. I would hope they would do like more of a long-term movie, but I don't know, man.
Up until he had that TV show. What was that? What was the name of that TV show he had? Takes place like on the beach somewhere.
Yeah.
and he drives
Like
that speedboat.
Oh, I thought you meant the reality show.
No.
Oh, you mean like all the way up to like Thunder in Paradise?
There we go, Thunder in Paradise. That show sucked.
But like I would hope the movie goes like, okay, let's go through the 80s Hulkster and the say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and and all of that, and then go into like 90s Hogan who's struggling, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm gonna go bad, and becomes Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and then maybe back to the WWE, and then the match against The Rock at WrestleMania where like we had one of the largest crowd reactions, and then end the movie.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I mean, at this point, it's one of those things where like it just been announced, and we don't know anything else other than that.
Well,
other than apparently Chris Hemsworth is interested in playing Hulk Hogan.
I also know I don't give a
and I just think it's funny that Thor wants to play the Hulk.
Yeah, it is pretty funny.
Nah.
I know him.
I don't care.
We work together.
I don't care.
We're friends from work.
This is like a new trend. It's first Bohemian Rhapsody, then it's
no. This is not a new trend,
bro.
We've been getting these biographical movies for like 2 decades.
Really?
Now.
Well, they're coming out rapidly now because we're getting Rocket Man, and that's the Elton John movie coming out pretty soon.
Which I'm like, Elton John's not dead yet. Like he still has life to live.
Well, neither is the Hulk.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, but they always pick the early era because they
not to mention
movie,
like I always thought the first like wrestler that would get like a biographical movie would be Mick Foley. Because I read that first book of his that Have a Nice Day, and that read like a movie.
I love Mick Foley. I fucking straight up.
Do you think he was popular enough to make a movie out of him?
He was super popular.
I would have totally gone to watch a movie of him.
Yeah, you
hardcore comic books, hardcore wrestling fans. If they didn't like Mick Foley, they respected the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
That's
I'm telling you, when you read his first book and you read his story about him being a childhood, they were like he was like filming himself jumping off the roof of his house, and then going and learning how to wrestle, and then traveling the United States, and then traveling to Mexico, traveling to Japan, coming back to the United States, going into WCW, going into ECW, going to the WWF. Like, it reads like a movie. Yeah. Like, it's like that book is a movie.
Yeah. As far as will people go watch it, like I said, that guy, even if you
people
did
go
not
watch
like
anything.
His character, everybody respected what he did because he did so much for that industry. It was like crazy. He brought so much to the table. I think he was the one who created going through tables and using like barbed wire and all that shit.
In a world where we're getting another Medea movie, people will go watch anything.
Yeah, it's true.
Those movies are so bad.
Don't say that, bro. Don't say that on the internet.
You know what?
They're
I've seen a few Medea movies. They have their charms and they have their stories.
You know what's the best Medea movie?
Which one?
The Ninja Turtles 2. That was the best one.
Or Hallelujah.
You know why I said that? You don't even know why I said that shit. Because the actor played Baxter Stockman in the second movie.
Oh, you mean the new Ninja Turtles too?
Yeah. No, not Ninja Turtles Revenge of the Ooze or whatever that shit was called.
Well,
Talking
that was
about
awesome.
Not the one with Kevin Nash as the Shredder?
No. I'm talking about the new one. The new one had...
Is that really Kevin Nash?
Kevin Nash played the Super Shredder.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
What? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I just know that they dance to...
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Yeah.
That show was awesome.
I loved that movie, man.
Oh,
That movie
yeah.
was so sick.
Yeah, you're right. He did play. Tyler Perry played Baxter Stockman.
Baxter Stockman. So that was the best Medina movie.
Like, it would have been just funny. Like, the turtles break into the lab, and he's got like the wig on.
Oh! What are you guys doing here?
that would have been funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, and is there any other news?
Not that I know of.
Nothing else. Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I think that's gonna wrap us up for tonight. This has been We Ain't Found Sith.
Make sure you follow our group on Facebook, follow our Instagrams, subscribe to our everything. What is it? SoundCloud. We got it on iTunes.
We're on
we got
SoundCloud.
It on
We're
Spotify.
Yep.
We're on all this bitches.
You know
Anywhere podcasts are found.
Yeah, you can
Pretty,
find
well,
us
I don't
anywhere.
think we're on Stitcher.
Well, fuck Stitch.
But yeah,
Also,
I think Stitcher wants to like charge money or like they play ads in your show and screw that.
also, don't be scared to leave comments, guys.
Yeah,
I'd
like
kind of love to see what you guys think. Guys.
leave us some
Yeah.
comments. Let us know. Give us things to talk about in the show. Like we're always interested in some feedback.
Yeah, that Facebook group is super interactive, man.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, go on there. Just
Mhm.
talk shit. Make fun of somebody. Who cares?
No, we're a safe place to geek out.
No, I'll make fun of
To
anything.
quote to quote one of my favorite podcasters.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that would wrap it. That would wrap it up.
Yeah,
Always wrap it up.
Yeah.
always.
See you later, shitheads. Or I mean, Sith heads.
You gotta watch the language on that, buddy.
Oh, my bad.
Sith heads.
Well, catch you later, Sith heads.
We ain't found Sith.
Oh.